I'm Jillian Utesh with Brand Fuel, and you're watching our new series called ProAmp, Amplify Your Promos. We're doing this as a client lunch and learn in our Raleigh office, but we wanted to offer this as an online option for folks that just can't make it in. So we've broken the first presentation into small incremental videos. So if you haven't watched the first videos, scroll back and watch those. This is the last one in the first series. We're talking about 2019 trends. So being smart, what does being smart mean in 2019? It means this, finding niche audiences. And we talked about this a little bit in our last video with the mom and pop grocery store, but you may think to yourself, niche audiences aren't worth my time. They're not worth my effort. I want to cast a large net and get what I can. Our data does not support that. Niche markets absolutely are underserved and they want to spend. So think about where you are, what your industry is, whether you're an accountant or a lawyer, a utility company. Think about what niche markets you're maybe not serving, and let's reach out to them. Send us an email, info@brandfuel, and we're happy to come up with some ideas to help you do that with promo. There are still many consumers that are not being addressed. As I was saying, they're there, they want to spend money. Let's find them and let's go market to them. Here's a great example. We have a girl gamer. She wanted to have apparel, pretty basic wish. So she went online to find girl apparel, girl hats, girl shirts after her favorite games, and there weren't any. She was a niche market being underserved who also wanted to buy things. So she made her own website, her own girl gamer apparel, and has been hugely successful. Another thing to keep in mind with niche markets is inclusive marketing, making sure that you don't leave anyone out. It's hard for folks when they look at your collateral, at your imaging, if they don't see themselves in what you're taking to market. It's hard for them to see themselves in your brand. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're doing your photo shoots. But make a photo of everyone, show everyone using your product. If you're an accounting firm, don't just have 9-foot-tall people in your photo. Show that people of all heights need your accounting services. Another great example of niche markets is this company that makes hardware for IKEA furniture. Everyone is loving IKEA furniture right now. It's not just a millennial thing. I see it everywhere I go, in homes and offices. It's modern, it's chic, it's accessible, it's affordable. You can change it out as trends change. You don't feel so guilty about it. Benefits they come to my mind off the bat, but one of the downfalls is it looks like everyone else's IKEA furniture. And when you go in your house, you're like, I have that same thing at my house. So this company realized that, and they decided to make unique pulls. Like in this image, it's leather pulls for the drawer. Completely makes the piece look custom, makes it look like you bought it from the little shop down the street, makes it look like a niche piece, even though it's something that you got from IKEA. Even more so than like a pull you get from Home Depot that looks like it goes in a cabinet. So from this example, think about what you can do with your company, with your brand, to help an existing product be different, to help fill a niche market, because the niche markets are there. I'm going to go through these last few slides kind of quickly because they're mainly just images so that you can get an idea of what we're talking about over this whole presentation. Hyper real was one of the major topics that we talked about, and your imaging making it look hyper real, more than real life, more extra. What does that look like? These are things you would never usually see in real life. Here in connective, things that you can connect to, like a cassette tape, like a coffee cup, things that you would use in your everyday life. That's a great way to target consumers. Never ending looks like a movie strip or a cartoon reel. Like right here, he's repeated. It looks never ending. Here it is showing it the same concepts, hyper real, connective, and never ending, but we have it segmented into color palettes because that was another thing we talked about earlier in the series. Color is a trend, and I know you may not want to think that or you may not know that, it is. And so if you're not using color effectively in your marketing, you're really missing out. This year the color of the year is coral. Never thought we'd have color of the year. So doing something in monochromatic, doing something in pastel, or doing something in brights. The pastels are one thing I've really seen take off a lot in market. Some more examples of hyper real. These are just zoomed in of those larger images I showed you previously, so you can kind of get an idea. I love that little paisley tie, need to get one. Connective, putting things in that people can relate to. soft palettes. Here we are with brights. Brights, they provoke energy, they provoke creativity. So depending on what emotion you're trying to have in your audience, pick that color palette. Some examples of Never Ending. Kind of that last slide kind of looked like the 60s pop art a little bit. And Jillian Utesh. So if you have any questions about anything you've seen in this series, feel free to send me an email, send me a text, drop a comment below. Happy to help you out, or reach out to us, info@brandfuel.com. Keep an eye out for our next Pro Amp series. Bye.